Dear students and my teacher friends, Namaskar. I welcome you to the presentation lecture on Principle of Segregation, Inheritance of Flower Color in Garden Peas. So today in this lecture, what we are going to discuss, first of all, we are going to discuss about the principle of segregation or the law of segregation. Again, we are discussing in this lecture little bit. Then we are going to discuss about the flower color. Okay, we know in pea plant there is two type of varieties. One type of variety is having is producing the purple color flower, and the second type of second type variety is having the white color pea plant flowers. Okay, so we know in Mendel's monohybrid cross, Mendel allowed the cross fertilization. Mendel performed the cross fertilization between the purple color flower and the white color flower. So today we are looking at the allelic combination of the parent. First, we will look at the allelic combination for the parents. Then we will see the allelic combination of the gamete. Okay, then the gamete reunite when the fertilization is taking place, when the zygote is formed. So what will be the allelic combination for F1 generation? Then we will discuss that Mendel allowed the F1 generation plant to self-fertilize, so he got the F2 generation. So what will be the genotypic and the phenotypic ratio for purple and white color flower, and we will discuss about the Punnett square also. So all this thing we are discussing in this lecture. Okay, so we are starting with the first point. See here, this is the law of segregation. Okay, see, the law of segregation states that the two allele for a heritable character segregate during gamete formation and end up in different gametes. Okay, so in our previous lecture we had discussed this. For a particular gene we are having all the organism we are having two allele, and we in our body cell, the somatic cell, we are having two sets of chromosomes. And when the gametes are formed, so at that time the chromosomes separate, and due to the chromosomal separation, the gamete receive only one set of chromosome, and instead of two allele in the gamete, only one allele is present. So for a gene there are two allele, and these two alleles segregate, they separate from each other when the gametes are formed, and that's why in the gamete only one allele is present. This is called the law of segregation. Now all this information over here, this information is written over here, so you can read this information if you want. Okay, now here also this information, all this information, you can go through this information. Okay, so now we are trying to understand the Mendel's monohybrid cross for pea plant flower color. Okay, so here you see the figure 12.5. Here it is written experimental research, the principle of segregation, inheritance of flower color in garden peas. Okay, this is the title of our lecture. Now the question: how is flower color in garden peas inherited? Okay, now inheritance means, see, if you start with the purple color flower, so what will be the flower color in successive progeny? That means what will be the color of flower in F1 generation, F2 generation plant, F3 generation, and similarly for the white color flower. That is the question. Now for his experiment, Mendel crossed a true breeding purple flower plant. Now what is the meaning of true breeding purple color flower plant? So Mendel allowed purple color flower plant the self fertilization. So when self fertilization is taking place, so when the seeds are obtained, and Mendel was showing the seed in the next year, next season, so uh, he started with the purple flower, and when he self fertilized, he got the, again he got in the progeny, he got the purple flower color plant. Okay, so for many generation he performed this, so every time he was getting the purple color flower. And similarly in case of white color flower, so white color flower were also true breeding. So for generation to generation, when self fertilization was taking place, they were producing the white color flower in the progeny. Okay, now, here for the monohybrid cross, Mendel allowed the cross fertilization between the purple color flower and the white color flower. Okay, and for the cross fertilization, how he performed, we know that the he transferred the pollen grain uh, from the anther to the stigma of opposite color flower, and how the seeds are formed and all this thing we are knowing that because we have studied the cross fertilization. Okay, now here p generation means the parent generation. So parent plant having purple flower and another plant is having white color flower. Okay, so these are the parent or p generation. Now for purple, see, P is the dominant allele, okay, for the purple. Okay, P is the dominant, or we can say it is the expressive allele. And the two breeding purple flower parent has the PP combination of allele. So here you can see the purple color flower is having two dominant allele, and the allelic combination is capital P, capital P. And both the allele are of same type, and the alleles are dominant one. That's why this parent is known as homozygous for capital P allele. Okay, similarly for white, so here as you can see here, this is the, here all the information for white flower. So as you can see, P is the here, yeah, over here, see this small p is the recessive allele for white. Okay, and the see small p, and this white color flower is having two recessive allele. The recessive allele, because they are not expressing, and Mendel, according to Mendel, these are the latent factors. Earlier, the alleles were known as the factors. So, at that time, at Mendel's time, so according to Mendel, the white flower is having two latent factor or two non-expressive factor, and this white color flower plant is known as homozygous for P allele. Okay, and this is having two, white color flower is having two small p allele. Now now the gamete formation time. Okay, when the fertilization taking place, the plant are producing the gamete. So due to the law of segregation, due to the principle of segregation, the chromosome are separating, and the only one set of chromosome is transformed into the gamete. So that's why only one allele is present. So here you can see haploid gamete. Haploid means single allele they are having, or haploid mean only the one set of chromosome they are having. That's why they are known as the haploid. So the two alleles separate during gamete formation. Only gamete with the capital P allele are produced in PP plant. So PP plant are producing the gamete, and this gamete is having only one allele, that is capital P. Similarly for the white white parent, the two alleles separate during gamete formation. So small p, again they are separating, and in the gamete only one allele small p is present. Okay, one more figure I'm showing you. Now let's look at one more figure. Okay, to understand principle of segregation, over here you can see the purple color flower and white color flower is shown. So these are the parent from where the Mendel started the monohybrid cross experiment. Okay, now here as you can read this, each two breeding plant of the parental generation has two identical alleles denoted either capital P or small p. So here you can see purple color flower is having two dominant allele capital P, and white color flower is having two recessive alleles small p. So due to the law of segregation or the principle of segregation, as the process of meiosis is taking place for the gamete formation, the chromosome only the half number of chromosome, only the one set of chromosome is transformed into the gamete. Okay, so gametes are haploid because they are having only one set of chromosome, and also instead of two only one allele is present. So purple color flower, they produce the gamete in which only capital P allele is present, and white color flower, they produce the gamete in which only the recessive allele small p is present. Okay, so here see gamete circle, each contain only one allele for the flower color gene. In this case, every gamete produced by a given parent has the same allele. Okay. See now onward what we are going to discuss is that this gametes, okay, which are having only the single allele capital P and the small p, these gametes are going to fuse, the zygote is formed, the seeds are formed, and Mendel shown this seed next season in the spring season. So Mendel got the F1 generation. So what is the allelic combination of the F1 generation? What is the flower color of F1 generation? Then Mendel allowed the F1 generation to self-fertilize. Then he got the F2 generation. So F2 generation plant, what was the flower color for F2 generation plant? Okay, then the genotypic ratio and the phenotypic ratio and Punnett square, all this thing we are discussing. Okay, so this entire discussion, this entire lecture I have uploaded on my app, and I invite you to watch this complete lecture on my app. My name is Manish Koshti sir. I am from Ahmedabad, India. Bye bye. Namaste.